In the sprawling megacity of New Horizon on Earth Colony Zeta 7, where towering spires pierced the perpetual twilight sky and hover vehicles zipped like fireflies between them, life moved at a relentless pace. The year was 2147, and humanity had long since mingled with extraterrestrial species after the Great Contact of 2092. Aliens from distant worlds walked the streets alongside humans, their forms as varied as the stars themselves. Some were towering beings with crystalline skin that shimmered under artificial lights, others small and furry with multiple limbs. But among them all, the Lyrans stood out, elegant, ethereal creatures from the Lyra system, known for their advanced telepathic abilities and fragile physiques. Elias Thorne was a typical 16-year-old human boy, lanky with messy brown hair and a perpetual slouch from carrying heavy backpacks. He lived in a modest apartment block in the lower districts, where the air hummed with the drone of maintenance drones and the scent of synthetic rain lingered from the atmospheric regulators. Elias attended Zeta 7 Unified Academy, a massive educational complex that catered to both human and alien students, fostering interspecies harmony as mandated by the Galactic Federation. School started at dawn, when the colony's artificial sun simulators kicked in, bathing the city in a warm, golden glow. Every morning, Elias's routine was the same. He'd wake up to the blaring alarm of his wristcom, gulp down a nutrient shake, and sling his school bag over his shoulder. But what set his days apart from his classmates was his unspoken duty, carrying Lyra Voss to school. Lyra was a Lyran girl his age, with skin like polished pearl that glowed faintly in low light, large violet eyes that seemed to hold entire galaxies, and delicate antennae that twitched with unspoken thoughts. She was disabled, her legs atrophied from a rare genetic condition common among Lyrans exposed to Earth's gravity without proper adaptations. Walking was impossible for her without assistance, and hover chairs were prohibitively expensive in the colony's economy. They had met 2 years ago, on Lyra's first day at the academy. She had been dropped off by a nondescript shuttle, struggling to maneuver her manual wheelchair up the ramp to the entrance. Elias, ever the quiet observer, had noticed her frustration, the way her antennae drooped like wilted flowers. Without a word, he had approached, offered a shy smile, and asked if she needed help. She had nodded, her voice a soft melody in his mind, for Lyrans communicated telepathically. "Thank you," she had projected, her thoughts warm and grateful. From that day on, it became a ritual. Elias would meet Lyra at the shuttle stop near his apartment, lift her gently from her wheelchair. She weighed barely anything, like a bundle of feathers, and carry her on his back the 3 blocks to school. He'd fold the wheelchair and strap it to his bag, chatting idly about homework or the latest hologames while she rested her chin on his shoulder. Lyra's mother, a shadowy figure Elias had only glimpsed once or twice, always piloted the shuttle herself. She was a tall Lyran with an air of quiet authority, her eyes sharper than her daughter's, but she never spoke to Elias. Just a nod, and she'd be gone. Elias didn't mind the extra effort. In fact, he looked forward to it. Lyra was unlike anyone he knew, intelligent, curious, with a laugh that echoed in his thoughts like distant chimes. She shared stories of her homeworld, Lyra Prime, where oceans of liquid light danced under triple suns and cities floated on anti-grav platforms. In return, Elias told her about Earth legends, human history, and his dreams of becoming a xenobiologist to study alien species up close. Their friendship blossomed in those short walks, a bridge between worlds. But Elias never knew the truth lurking beneath the surface. Lyra's mother, Lyra Voss, wasn't just any Lyran immigrant. She was the supreme matriarch of the Lyran Dominion, a vast interstellar empire that spanned dozens of systems. Hidden in plain sight on this backwater colony, Lyra controlled the galaxy's most powerful network of quantum AIs, pulling strings from the shadows to maintain balance among warring factions. The Federation thought the Lyrans were a peaceful refugee race. In reality, Lyra orchestrated alliances, toppled tyrants, and safeguarded ancient secrets that could unravel the cosmos. Lyra, her only daughter, was heir to this legacy, but Lyra had chosen Earth Colony Zeta 7 to give her a normal life, away from the dangers of court intrigue. As the months turned into years, Elias and Lyra grew closer. In the academy's bustling halls, where students from 100 species mingled, they were inseparable. Elias would push her wheelchair between classes, defending her from the occasional bully who mocked her weak alien legs. Once, a burly Martian kid with red-tinted skin had shoved her chair, sneering, "Why don't you float like the rest of your kind?" Elias had stepped in, his fists clenched, but Lyra's calm telepathic voice had diffused the tension. "It's not worth it, Elias. Let it go." Later, that bully had mysteriously transferred schools, courtesy of an anonymous tip to the administration, Lyra's subtle intervention, though neither teen knew it. Their afternoons were spent in the Academy's zero-grav simulation room, where Lyra could walk freely, her legs unburdened by gravity. Elias would join her, tumbling through the air like astronauts, laughing as they chased holographic asteroids. One day, Elias would say, "I'll take you to real space. We'll visit Lyra Prime together." Lyra's eyes would sparkle, but a shadow would cross her thoughts, a hesitation Elias chalked up to her disability. Unbeknownst to Elias, Lyra watched them closely through hidden surveillance drones. She approved of the boy. His kindness was genuine, untainted by ambition. But the galaxy was stirring. Whispers of rebellion echoed from the outer rims, rogue AI factions, remnants of old wars, seeking to overthrow the Dominion's control. Lyra's quantum network, the web of stars, held the key to suppressing them, but it required constant vigilance. She had embedded a subtle neural link in Lyra's mind, allowing her daughter to access fragments of the web if needed, disguised as intuition. One crisp morning, as Elias hoisted Lyra onto his back, she seemed quieter than usual. Her antennae brushed his ear, sending a faint tingle. "Elias, have you ever wondered about my family?" she projected. He shrugged, adjusting her weight. "Not really. Your mom's always in a hurry. What does she do, anyway?" "She's important. Back home. Like a politician or something?" Elias joked, navigating the crowded sidewalk. Hoverbikes whizzed by, and a group of tentacled squidians waved in greeting. "Something like that." Lyra's thoughts carried a weight, but Elias dismissed it, focusing on the day ahead. They had a xenobiology exam, and he promised to quiz her on the way. At school, the routine continued. But during lunch in the cafeteria, where the air smelled of replicated Earth burgers and alien spices, Lyra's demeanor shifted. She stared at her tray, her fork hovering midair. "Elias, I need to tell you something." Before she could continue, the Academy's alarms blared. Red lights flashed, and a holographic announcement materialized. Lockdown initiated. Unidentified vessels approaching Zeta 7 airspace. All students to shelters. Panic erupted. Students scrambled, teachers herding them toward underground bunkers. Elias grabbed Lyra's wheelchair, lifting her into it swiftly. "Come on, we've drilled for this. Probably just pirates." But Lyra's eyes widened in terror. "No, Elias. It's them. The shadows." "Who?" he shouted over the chaos, pushing her chair through the throng. "Rebels. They're coming for me." Elias froze for a split second, then redoubled his efforts, weaving through the crowd. "What do you mean, for you?" As they reached the bunker entrance, a massive explosion rocked the building. Debris rained down, and through the shattered skylight, Elias glimpsed sleek, black ships descending, not Federation vessels, but angular crafts with pulsing red runes. Laser fire streaked the sky, clashing with colony defenses. In the bunker, huddled with classmates, Elias held Lyra close. Her body trembled. "My mother, she's not who you think. She controls the galaxy. The Lyran Dominion, it's hers. And I'm her successor." Elias stared, his mind reeling. "What? That can't be." A holographic projection flickered to life in the bunker, overriding the emergency channels. A hooded figure appeared, its voice distorted. "Elara Voss, we know you're here. Surrender the web of stars, or your daughter dies." Lyra gasped, clutching Elias's arm. They found us. The middle of their ordeal unfolded in the dim glow of the bunker's emergency lights. Elias's world shattered like the Academy's skylight. Lyra explained in hurried thoughts, projecting images directly into his mind. Vast star fleets under Alera's command, quantum AIs weaving through hyperspace, maintaining peace through invisible manipulation. The rebels, known as the Shadow Collective, were disgruntled warlords ousted by Alera's reforms. They sought the web's codes to unleash chaos, believing in a galaxy of unfettered power. "Why didn't you tell me?" Elias whispered, his voice hoarse. "I wanted a normal life."
"Friends. You."
Her thoughts were laced with sorrow. Mother forbade it. The bunker shook again as shadow forces breached the surface. Screams echoed. Elias glanced around, teachers barricading doors, students weeping. He couldn't just wait. "We have to get you out. Is there a way?" Lyra nodded faintly. "The neural link. I can access part of the web. But it's dangerous. I might not control it." "Do it," Elias urged, shielding her as a blast door buckled. Lyra closed her eyes, her antennae glowing. A surge of energy rippled through the air, and suddenly, the bunker's comms crackled to life. Federation reinforcements appeared on scanners, arriving faster than possible. Drones swarmed the invaders, coordinated with unnatural precision. But the shadows pressed on. A squad of armored rebels burst into the bunker, weapons humming. "The girl. Take her." Elias stood, grabbing a loose metal pipe as a makeshift weapon. He swung wildly, protecting Lyra as lasers scorched the walls. One rebel lunged, but Lyra's mind lashed out, a telepathic burst that stunned the attacker. Together, they fought back, Elias's human grit complementing Lyra's emerging powers. In the chaos, Alera arrived. Her shuttle crashed through the Academy's ruins, and she emerged like a storm, her form radiating authority. With a wave, she unleashed hidden Lyran tech, force fields and neural disruptors, routing the rebels. "Daughter," she projected, her voice booming in everyone's minds, "you've activated the link. Well done." The battle raged for what felt like hours. Elias carried Lyra through the fray, dodging debris and foes. They reached Alera's shuttle, where mother and daughter reunited. Alera turned to Elias, her sharp eyes softening. "Human boy, you've guarded my most precious treasure. The galaxy owes you." As Federation ships mopped up the remnants, the truth spread. Zeta, 7 learned of Alera's identity, and the colony hailed Elias as a hero. But for him, it was bittersweet. Lyra would return to Lyra Prime to claim her role in the Dominion. In the ending, weeks later, under the artificial stars of a rebuilt academy, Elias stood alone. The war had been averted, the shadows dismantled by Alera's full might. Lyra's shuttle idled nearby, ready for departure. "Elias," she projected from afar, her thoughts tender. "Come with us. Mother approves. You could study xenobiology on Lyra Prime. Be part of our world." He hesitated, glancing at his home, the familiar spires, the bustling streets. But then he smiled, stepping forward. "Only if I can still carry you sometimes." Lyra laughed in his mind, a sound like stardust. "Always." As the shuttle lifted off, Elias realized his simple act of kindness had unraveled a cosmic tapestry. He had carried not just a girl, but the future of the galaxy on his back. And now, together, they would shape it.